Welcome back to another episode of Cop Tool on the Job Safety Tips with Safex. This is part 2 of Confined Space, and Travis, we're gonna actually get into a confined space.
We're ready to do some work, Jay. We're ready to do some work. So what we've got here is we've got our confined space. I guess you want to call it a team. Okay, we've gone through. We've done to this point. We've done the assessment. Okay, we've determined what we're about to get into is a permit required confined space. Okay, we all in agreement on that, right? Right? Yes. Yeah. So
what makes up a team?
So the first thing is what you're going to look at is you have an authorized entrant, and that's going to be Ross here. He's going to actually get in. He's going to perform some work down there. Okay. You're going to want to have an entry supervisor, and they're essentially overseeing the operation. Okay. Then you want to have an attendant. And their only job is to stand outside of the space, maintain some level of communication with the person who's in the confined space. If something goes wrong, if that alarm goes off that they're wearing down there, if they're wearing an alarm down there, tell them to get out of the space. All those types of things. Okay. Now remember, you want to look at this from two areas. You want to make sure everybody knows what they're doing when they get into the space. So that's an important part of it, as well as just simply having the knowledge to comply with the OSHA regs out there. So what we've got here, obviously if this was a real life scenario, there would be a little bit more of a sense of urgency up here. But Ross has been overcome by a hazardous atmosphere. Okay, and now we have to look at what do we want to do from a retrieval standpoint to rescue him safely and get him out of that space. Okay. So it's important to understand you've got to have your rescue situation set up before you actually even get into space. And that should be part of your assessment. And when you're filling out your permit for a permit required confined space, what are you actually going to do to rescue somebody? Okay, 2 out of 3 people who die in confined spaces are would-be rescuers. Okay,
you're trying to get them out.
You're trying to get them out. You work with these people every day, and you see your friend and your coworker down there. You want to hop down in there and try to help them, but when you go down in that confined space right next to them, you're no help to them. So we've got an out-of-space rescue situation that we're going to have here, and we have our tripod set up, and we've got our retrieval system here. What most people don't realize is that it's extremely difficult to pull out a body that's got no life to it. Okay, you know, it's essentially dead weight you're pulling up. So when you're doing these out of space rescues, it a lot of times is a 2-person job. Okay, and when you're pulling the person out, you want to have somebody when they're coming out of that space. Okay, you want to help
supervise.
I mean, well, Jack's an attendant, and what we're going to do, we have a supervisor. You can have anybody on your rescue team that's trained to do it. Okay. Sometimes what people will do is they'll have an outside party as their rescue team. Sometimes it's internal. It really varies. It doesn't necessarily always. It's not consistent from one company to the next. But you got to have something in place.
Okay, so another successful rescue because we were properly prepared. We had the right personnel in place, the training, and then they were able to save him without somebody else having to jump in there and injuring more people. So part 1, we kind of went over assessing confined spaces, and then in this video we actually lowered somebody in and then simulated a retrieval situation. Of course, that's just part of the story. For more information, go to coptool.com. But to really learn, you're not going to learn everything you need to know. You got to go through some training. If you have some specific questions, talk to Safex. They'd be happy to help. And thanks for having us. Thanks for wanting to do some more safety videos, Jay. Always appreciate taking some time out to talk safety. Sure. If you like the video, please like. If you want to learn more, subscribe. And thanks for watching.